Okay, so we're gonna do the second piece. The second piece is this one here. I'm gonna do it actually in this position, and we're gonna use the intersection between surfaces, so you also get that as a possibility. Let's clean a little bit our scene in terms of layers or objects. We have these guys. Remember, I encourage you guys to copy and put on the other side, but I'm gonna leave it here for now. And these are the guy which is the result of the rest. So I'll just control selection and say control G to group them and say piece 1 and control H to hide. Most of these Boolean operations are hidden material that we don't care, so we can even delete it. Let's also select these two and unhide it to see what it is. And yes, we have that guy. Unhide this one. We want to group these guys as working material for later, probably. Control G, say working solids, and we're gonna hide it as well. Control H. So okay, let's start with this again. No, let's go and to the front view. Remember that my computer sucks, so just remember that I'm gonna have to do this kind of window settings. You will do the space bar and move from one to another much easier than I can. I'm gonna create a circle, and it's created here, as you can see, in the C plane as natural, and I'm gonna rotate it by pressing E and J to rotate 1515 as always, 90 degrees, and I'm gonna scale it to, I think it's 0.75 and 0.75, the X and Z direction, and W to move, X to snap to the grid and move it 1 unit in the grid. Another thing you can do for the circle is to go to the channel box and select the input as an input and change the sweep. As you remember, this what it does is, you know, this kind of sweeping attitude. So we're gonna just press here 90 to have a quarter of the circle, E to rotate, and J 1515 to get it in this position. I'm gonna do the half of that kind of silhouette of the piece, and then I'll do the mirror. You will understand very easily. What I did here before is select with Control Shift. I went to the different tools and I Control Shift whatever tool I want. For example, I'm going to do it with the pencil tool. Control Shift select with the middle button, and in whatever shelf you're working, in this case I mean the surface one, it creates for you the tool. In this case I created the CV curve, which is this guy. I did the same thing here, and this guy appeared, and the cut curve, which is here, cut curve. So I'm going to use it several times, that's why I put them out here. So now if you don't want this one, you can always drag with the middle button to the garbage can here, it's fine. Okay, CV curve. So remember, it's just the same as create CV curve, and I remember the options is 1 degree, so it's going to do that. I'm going to snap to the curve by pressing C while I generate the first curve, and Shift, maintaining Shift press, is going to do the 90 degrees as in many other programs, and then here and Shift here, enter. I'm going to go to Control Vertex and move this up a little bit because I know this guy is focusing to the center. Let's move this one a little bit down and this one a little bit here. Okay. Control object. That's good. I'm gonna select this one, shift this one, and attach with this guy that I took out. So now it's supposed to be 1. Oh, this is cut. Sorry. We have to go here and attach curves. So it will be 1 now. And now we can select these 2 and yes, cut. So we have this piece available to delete. And I'm gonna select this guy, and basically I'm gonna copy Control D as in duplicate, E to rotate, and I'm gonna rotate it. I can go to the perspective so you guys can see it better. I rotate 80 degrees in this direction by pressing J at 80 degrees. There we go. There we go. We have it. Now we can select these 2 curves. Sorry, we have to attach the other ones first. Of course, we have to first select this guy, edit curves, and say reverse curve directions, remember, because the beginning point was different from the other one. So in order to attach these 2, we need to reverse. To attach these 2, we need to reverse one of the 2. No, so now we can go to edit curve and attach. So it's one. If you don't do the reverse, it's gonna do like a weird attachment. It's not gonna understand. So now we can select these two and basically cut them. So this remaining piece can actually go out. There we go. Oh, but I think there was something. This one was locked before. I guess somehow I unlocked this one. So if you cannot cut this guy at all, just remember you can select here the guys that are locked and right click and unlock them. Now I can select these two, edit curve and attach. So we have this guy here. Let's see the outliner, see how it is. Yeah, there we go. It's only one curve. And I want to do normally like this edit delete history and modify center pivot so it goes to the center. And okay, great. I'm going to do now a line here in the middle. So I'll create a curve, snap to the grid here and here. Actually, no, I'm going to snap to the grid here and to the middle point X here, enter. And what I'm going to do is this guy, let me unhide the working lines. I mean hide the working lines so I can have this one and this one more clearly. Select the profile. I don't know if I see it. Profile, Q, and there we go. And the path to do an extrusion surface extrude. And these are the options. I would probably place that path here so extrude. It's perfectly. We select this guy. Right click isoparm. Remember we can take an isoparm, so I'm going to just put it in the beginning and create here a surface planar, so it creates the planar shape there. What we're going to do now is in the other direction, so I'm going to go to all the views and this one. I'm going to create the profile of my of the other curve, which is going to be basically this cut here. So I'll do this guy, which is the CV curve, as you remember. Press, I'll do it here in this side, X here, and then without pressing X here, and Shift to make it ortho here. Perfect. Now I need to detach these guys. The way to do it in Maya is basically endpoint, select the points, and edit curves detach. So you have either one. It's kind of like an explosion thing. And now in order you need the explosion to select two lines and go to edit curves and offset. Fillet the curve. So you can select the options, and I'm going to do 0.25 and trim here. Just make sure that that's sure. And as you do that, it makes the curves. And now we select these two G, and it does the same. The last command, as you remember. We select these two and edit curves, attach. This is kind of weird. When you attach some amount of curves, sometimes it seems like it's not working. The thing is that the only thing that you have to be worried about is that whatever you do at the end, because the record history is on, you need to edit delete by type history, and that curve will be now set to move or whatever you want. For example, move and put it whatever else. It just remains some curves because it remembers some other curves that it needs. And now what I will do is pretty much modify center pivot, so you have it there. I will go to again the right view, select the curve and place it exactly where you want it. It's probably here, perspective. And what I'm going to do is again the same thing, extrude this piece in this direction. So I'll do the CV curve, snap into the grid, X and X, doesn't matter if it's so away from what's happening here, because I'm going to do extrude not on path but on the other side. So I'll select this profile, shift the path and surface extrude options, and instead of a path I want a profile extrude. Doesn't matter also if it's very long. What we're going to do now is select this guy, select this shift, select this guy, the second one, edit curve, and what is called the intersect surface. As you can see, a line is selected here. Don't press outside because while this is selected, the line, it helps us to do the second command, which is trim tool. And basically you select the object that you want to trim, and as it says in the bottom left here, you have to select, and it creates a diamond in the area that you want to maintain. Enter, and this is still selected. You can still do the edit nerves trim tool, select the object you want to trim, and select put a diamond in the part, or select the part you want to maintain. Enter. Okay, so now what I will do, obviously select the piece, check the outliner. They're compound of several pieces, 1, 2, 3. I don't know why there's so many here, probably because there's some other stuff. 1, Shift 2, Shift 3, and group them and make piece 2. The rest I will clean afterwards in the next tutorial. And it's a nice cut piece there that we have. Great.